So I'll introduce Miryah. She's our MC for our Samurai Speaker Series. This young lady is a dear friend of mine. She has been, she's been the 3-time world fitness champion. 3 times world champion, she's been crowned. And they get an actual crown that's put on their head, a crown. Can you imagine? 3 times world champion, all right? And, you know, she's used the exact same tenacity, determination, and tools that she's actually become a world champion to carve a great career for herself. She's dabbled in the oil industry and so on, and now the oil industry is not booming. She's making a transition. You know, she's always redefining herself. She's a chameleon. She's making a transition to the digital world. Sorry, I'm speaking fast here. I know you.
Yeah, that's all good.
She's now making a transition to the digital world. She's now the VP of Client Services of Style Labs, Miss Miryah Jade Scott.
Thanks, guys. So we're going to switch gears a little bit from meditative to hard technology. So I'm sorry about the aggressive shift. I know you're all relaxed, but now I'm going to give you some hard tools as business owners. So I'm going to start off by giving you some context around Style Labs and where the company came from. And then I'm going to carry on and give you 2 strategies that you can use to implement into your business with key activities that you can do right now with your current infrastructure for immediate results. So from 2005 to 2009, Style Labs was a market research company that focused on user experience. Their job was to ensure that ads, websites, billboards that companies created resonated with their target market. So they would take these marketing paraphernalias and they would do testing and focus groups and surveys and then convey the results back to their client so they could improve conversion. So basically conversion is how clients would inspire their audience once they see a marketing collateral to either make a purchase, remain top of mind, or evangelize the brand. So anytime you generate a marketing collateral, you generate an action. Either an action to inspire your potential market to make a purchase or resonate with your brand, or a failure to connect. So we were this small company doing big things, and big companies were starting to notice, like WestJet, CIBC, Smart Technologies, that kind of stuff. They started to come to us for our expertise. But we had the same challenges as every small business owner. Payment terms on 90, supplier terms on 30, payroll on 15, rent on the 1st. Does it sound familiar to business owners? Another one that might sound familiar is the obstacle to get on the client's radar. So that was a big one for us because our clients wanted to do business with the big machines. And that's okay, but you can differentiate yourself and stand out as long as you're providing something unique that they can't get from those big machines. So we wanted to grow the company organically based on the market and not use outbound bulldozing tactics like, you know, mass emails or cold calling or other invasive methods to get in front of our clients. And that's when the Samurai technology was born. So Samurai is not just a technology, it's the way we market to our prospects that we also use for our clients. Now, this is a tactic that has helped quadruple the size of the company, grow a mass client list, and increase our growth by 80% in the 2009 downturn, and again in the current 15-16 downturn. So now I'm going to carry on to give you 2 strategies that you can implement in your business right now with your current structure and get immediate results. So the first one is going to be based on user experience, and the second one's going to be based on SEO, search engine optimization. So user experience. Style Labs extensively researched website user experience and built a framework that was validated on personal interviews and eye tracking movement. So here's what the results found. You have 15 seconds from the time your website viewer renders your site on the browser for them to identify whether you're a good fit for them or not. So you have to capitalize on the infrastructure above the fold and make sure you have redundant contact information, compelling imagery, relatable brand promise, and immediate call to action. But here's two things to keep in mind. So 80% of the people visiting your site just want to know how to get hold of you. So that's one thing. Another thing that our research found was that when a prospect views a website, their eye follows a Z pattern. So you need to have important information on the axes of the visual pattern that they follow. The second thing that our results found was that your site has to be responsive. Here's why. So business usually takes place on, say, a Google search or a business card or a meeting or a presentation like this, right? That's usually your first touch base. Well, the next thing they're going to do is they're going to pull up their website on their mobile or their tablet or whatever. And then typically, research found that informed decision happens on a desktop. So your site needs to be able to be seen in any capacity, whether it be a mobile phone, a tablet, a desktop, a big screen, whether it's in a presentation room. You need to be formulated to access all of those. So what do you do with your site visitors once they do visit your site? You take them on a journey. You start off with engaging them with above the fold. Then you humanize your brand in an about section. You establish your services, and you establish your credibility in your services section. You prove it with a blog, backing up that you know what you're doing. You give social proof with it by providing testimonials and all that kind of stuff. And then you close the deal with a contact form. So following these steps will ensure that someone gets to your site and you maximize the possibility of connecting with them. And based on research, if you just follow these principles, you've got a 50% increased chance of doing so. Okay, that's the one. 2, on to SEO. So we understood and refined the implementation of search engine optimization. Consider this. Google's not a search engine. They're the biggest advertising agency in the world. They make tens of millions of dollars off posting ads to you just the right time. So, and they're freakishly good at this too. It's weird. Like their algorithms are out of this world. Because they utilize organic search rankings as a carrot to mold web and content. So providers provide content in association with their word ads. Again, making them more money, right? But what does that do for us? It forces us to increase our game, to provide, to try to rank well, to increase the inbound marketing leads that we have. So to give you an idea, 83% of all searches are conducted on Google. That's a powerful search, and this is where your customers are. So you have to we have to work with them. So building a great website using the tips I've just mentioned and following the optimization tactics I'm about to mention, Google's going to serve up your leads, and your website's going to bring them in. So here's a few things you can do right now on Google that will start indexing and improving your ranking. So 1, you create a Google Plus page. Search Nap Signals Canada and enter your contact information, name, address, phone number, identically across the top 100 sites. And when you do this, if you enter it properly, you can increase your ranking by up to 16%. That's number 1. Number 2, ensure H1, H2, H3, alt tags, title tags, keyword density, metadata, are all littered with your keywords within your website. But they still have to be identifiable to people and not just crawlers. 3rd, weekly blog. So ensure the content's engaging, coherent, and keywords are integrated organically. This isn't just to establish credibility with your user. It's actually because Google will figure you out if you're just doing BS blogs. They've got algorithms that do that. So here's a good starting point. That's a lot of info, right? So there's other pieces of the puzzle like email marketing, collaborative events, social media, all that kind of stuff. And iteratively, if you combine them, it creates all that much more power. You can still use what I gave you today. These aren't conjectures. They're not made up. We had a client increase their revenue from $2,000, or increase the revenue by $2,000 to $3,000 a day using these tactics. We had one client bring in $550,000 in revenue in 1 month. That's fantastic. So I want to encourage you guys to utilize these tactics and improve. I want to encourage you to utilize these tactics and assure you that proper implementation will see a long-term increase to you. We are experiencing an economic downturn. It's true. I mean, Tim's going to talk about it. But people are still searching. They're still buying. Ranked properly, they'll buy from you. So this isn't something that's going to happen overnight. It does take a long time, and it takes your effort to do these things properly. But the investment is consistency, hard work, and strategic implementation that you can do yourself, or you can hire a competent digital shop to do it. So with that, I hope these things help your business. Thank you for your time. If anybody has any questions regarding that, please come say hi.